Well, hey everyone, it's day 2 of Gamescom, and as you may notice, it's slightly busier than it was yesterday. And that's because the general public has been unleashed upon the Colmesser.
Yeah, they're all wandering the halls, checking out some of the games on show and actually getting hands-on time with the games. So I guess we should go and check it out, see what we can find.
Yeah, we're going to brave the crowds to try and find some cool stuff.
Yeah, you go that way, I'll go this way.
Well, Celia here has been very kind and given me this lovely foam prototype T-Blade. I can keep this, right?
Okay, behind me is a genuine fighter jet to promote the fact that jets are in Battlefield 3, and if rumours to be believed, to take the president of EA home after the show is over.
I don't know who this is, but I'm very, very excited to be next to him. Let's touch your sword.
Behind me is this giant Sonic the Hedgehog, which is probably the biggest Sonic in the world or something, I expect.
Now, never let it be said that Gamescom isn't home to the latest and greatest innovations in gaming. I mean, Pac-Man at home, whatever next? So that's just some of the cool sights and sounds from the show floor.
Yeah, but we've also been in the behind closed doors sections doing tons of interviews as well, so check out what we saw there.
SmackDown vs. Raw is gone. Making its way is a brand new WWE 12, which is a more appropriate name for what we deliver each and every year, seeing as how our games encompass the entire WWE and not just 2 of its brands. We have everything in our games, including Legends. So we are that yearly WWE experience, hence the name WWE 12. Key elements of Predator technology are, most of it revolves around our animation. Improving our animation system to fine-tune and to make our motions, our actions from move to move less herky-jerky and robotic and much more fluid and natural. In keeping what you would normally see when you see Randy Orton lock up with John Cena or Christian, who would be a better example these days. So the Predator technology has really helped us refine our animation system. We can now break out of animations. One of the cool things that we have now is that moves can be interrupted, which we've never had in the game before. And this is all thanks to that Predator technology, which is, of course, named after our cover superstar Randy Orton. Not to mention, we've improved our physics a great deal. We've added physics to our game last year with our objects and weapons, but now we're expanding it to include the ring itself, the ropes, every bump, every slam. It just reverberates throughout the arena to really create that, that lively atmosphere that, you normally see when you go to a live WWE event or you're sitting at home on the couch watching SmackDown or Raw. Every year we strive to present our game in the same manner and style as the WWE, as they produce their television shows. And, we've done good in the past, but this year we're doing better. We've worked hand in hand with the WWE, to help pick out the camera angles that they use. So our goal was to put our game side by side with an actual, broadcast of Raw and see how it stacks up. And I'm safe to say that it does. It stacks up in a major way. And you're right about us having a clutter-free HUD. That's one thing that, we've been wanting to do for a long time. Our fans love it. We don't need a whole bunch of HUD elements, get in the way of the beautifulness of our game. And it's just one more way. It just further immerses you in the action. Because when you start to see all the HUD elements, sometimes, it just reinforces the fact that you are playing a game. And we're going for, a little more realistic manner and presentation. And that was our goal, and that's what we're presenting this year.
Craig Hubbard, the lead game designer, was really interested in taking the spotlight away from the superheroes and villains and turning it down on the people of Gotham City. What is it like to live in a world where these guys actually exist? Obviously, normal people would want to get in on this action, so some of the crazier ones of these guys are going to dress up however they can to emulate them. They're going to buy weapons on the black market, make stuff in their garage, and get out on the streets and have a riot of their own. There are no classes in this game. We're all about customization. You get to customize the way that you kill. You're going to choose whatever weapons you want, whatever mods you want, whatever support items, grenades, boomerangs that you want. You get to customize the way you look. So as you're playing, you're going to be able to unlock more costume pieces, cowls, face paint, makeup, capes, shirts, ties, all that stuff. And what we're really excited about is you get to customize the way you move. This is where the mobility gadgets come into play. This is stuff like grapple guns that let you shoot up and latch onto a wall. You can reel yourself in to get up to high places. Or the glider wings that let you fly over the battlefield and do dive bombs on enemies. Or Ninja Smoke Bomb lets you be invisible. The roller skates let you move around really fast on the ground. Things like that.
Looking fantastic. So how much is this going to be when it finally launches on Xbox Live Arcade?
This is going to be 1,200 Microsoft points.
Countdown to Clown Beatdown!
Well, we're showing behind closed doors demos, and we're also showing hands-on, so players can get a chance to play it right here at Gamescom, which is really exciting for us to see. You know, the fans interacting with the game. We're showing a lot of cool stuff. We're showing some of the progression systems, and the progression systems and the weapon advancement, the way you can modify your weapons. We're also showing some new aspects of the character progression, and really listening to fan feedback from Mass Effect 1 and Mass Effect 2, and also showing a lot of the intense action that the Mass Effect 3 exemplifies, and more refined movement for Commander Shepard, and the Omniblade tool, so up close and personal damage, and you can pull enemies over ledges, you can vault over top of them, and you can play it the way you want to play it. Basically, you can run and gun, get up and close and personal, or you can be more tactical and thoughtful, and pause the game as always with the radio wheel and issue commands to your squad. And of course, on Xbox we have the Kinect options as well for voice control. So if you have Kinect, it enhances the experience. Totally optional. You don't have to have it. Runs perfectly well with the controller as well. But it's like another input modality, basically, to issue voice controls and to your teammates and be able to read dialogue lines. It's probably the refinement of the trilogy to date, and it's really based on fan feedback. And they wanted more action, more intensity to the action, more accurate combat, more tactical options in combat. We've got all that, and we've also got more RPG systems, more progression, and more the storyline is as great as they remember, and it's also got a lot of great progression options for your character. So I think it's really got the best of both worlds. It's an amazing action RPG, and it's also the end to an epic trilogy, but the beginning of a new galactic adventure, the beginning of a galactic war. And when you play it, you'll understand what that means, but it's pretty awesome. And it's also up close and personal. It's on the Earth. It's the Reapers aren't just taking the galaxy anymore; they're taking the Earth, and it's pretty freaking amazing to play. I think there was a directional sense to the story arc right from the beginning, like before we launched Mass Effect 1, and we fine-tuned that based on feedback in Mass Effect 1 and Mass Effect 2. The Commander Shepard's journey, we've always had the vision for a trilogy. So yeah, there was a story arc at the beginning, but it's evolved a little bit. We fine-tuned it, and we also have the desire to continue the franchise afterwards. This is not the end of Mass Effect. This is the beginning of a new adventure as well as the end to a really satisfying end to the trilogy that players have been waiting for a long time.
So this is just the Commander Shepard trilogy. There's more to come from Mass Effect.
Yeah, you could say that.
Well, up until Gamescom, we've talked a lot about the kind of core story of Batman Arkham City. Batman goes into this huge, sprawling urban super prison. He's taking down the likes of Joker, Two-Face, Penguin. We've got a load of amazing supervillains in there. And just to take all of those guys down is about 25 hours of gameplay. On top of that, we've also talked about the side missions. So a co-op fight with Bane, we've got Zaz, we've got Calendar Man. All of these side missions really take the game up to about 40 hours plus. The third piece of the puzzle, the third kind of component of Batman Arkham City is the challenge mode. It's something that we had in Arkham Asylum, but we've just blown the roof off with it with Batman Arkham City. And so that's what we're really unveiling here at Gamescom. The Predator maps, the challenge maps, new campaign mode, new custom mode as well. And on top of that, we're also announcing that Batman Arkham City is in 3D.
Well, we announced on Monday Mr. Freeze is in the game, which was awesome for us. When we choose who's going to be in the game, we always look at what they bring to Batman, and the great thing about Mr. Freeze is, he's this super intelligent scientist guy. He's not like this brute thug or some other characters we've used. Batman has to outwit him in order to take him down, and he's got a much more sympathetic backstory. They don't necessarily hate each other. There's there's animosity, which is interesting to play off, but Freeze only really wants to cure his wife, and that's the only reason he's in the situation he's in today. So Batman obviously will come across him. There is things the two of them have to do, but what ends up with is a fight between Batman and Freeze, where Freeze is using all of his intelligence against Batman, and Batman, the player, we want you to think like Batman, to be like Batman, so you're having to outsmart Mr. Freeze.
So that's it for Gamescom 2011. Really hope you enjoyed the coverage, but you better stay tuned. There's plenty more coming on Inside Xbox.
Yeah, stay tuned for the full interviews of some of those you just saw there coming your way very soon on Inside Xbox. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next year.